Hey guys, and welcome to the prep video for the recipe journal. So the first thing that you're going to do, of course, is pull everything out so that you can have everything in front of you, and then you can just begin from there. Now, what I'm going to do in the very beginning is, and I may not do everything that I'm telling you to do on video, but it'll need to be done before the class tomorrow. So go ahead and cut these out. This is one of the pages in your pack, and these are 3x4 cards. So go ahead and cut all those out. Let me see. I think I'll trim these out while we're on here. But you can do it tonight if you want to. You don't have to do it while you're watching the video. This is just a prep video. This is just to get you ready. Make sure that you have your glue, your ruler. Save that. We'll probably use that somewhere. Glue, ruler, scissors, that kind of thing. Ready for tomorrow. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try my very best to do live. But you know how live and YouTube and me goes. Sometimes I struggle with it. So I have hopefully got it set up, maybe. I mean, I never know when my internet is going to act up or when YouTube is going to act up. So if for some reason it doesn't do live, or if the live cuts out for some reason in the middle, it will be recorded. I will just continue on and it'll be recorded, and you can go watch it as many times as you want. You'll have the access and you can watch it over and over again. Like I said, I'm going to try my dead level best, but I can't promise anything because I don't know how YouTube's going to be acting. Sometimes it acts up, sometimes it doesn't. So, trim these out. Now, I'm not getting mine perfect, but they're close. Very, very close. And you know, we've got some of those little pockets in the back of our journal, so we're also going to draw for another person for the winner of the journal kit, because Sonia had already purchased one, and she was gracious to pass this one on. So I'm going to do that, hopefully, if I don't forget. Future Edith here. I told you I was going to draw for this during the video, and I didn't, so I'll insert it somewhere in there. So this is for a free kit, like what we're working on, and the person has 24 hours to contact me. If they don't, then I'll draw again. So let's see, how can I do this? I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to reach in here somewhere and grab one. Now I'm going to try to cover up their address. Lori Brown. Lori, I don't know if you purchased a kit or not because I haven't gone through all of the names. If you have not and you want one of these kits, then you just need to email me at one or both of the emails below and let me know, and I'll get it out to you as soon as possible. You will have access to all of these videos, the lives that I'll be doing for the next 3 days. You'll have access to all of that. So let me know, Lori Brown. This video may be out there for public, for everybody to view, because I mean, it's just going to show, all it's going to show is the kit and what we're prepping for. Maybe it'll get them interested. It's all of the lives are not going to be public. The lives are going to be exclusive to you guys, the ones that purchased the kit. But I may put this one out there for everybody. Now I'm going to take this sheet, and this is the cover for the laser cut elements, and these doors I want to cut out, and they've got a little mark around them, so you can follow that little mark, and it's not straight, so that's good. I don't have to worry about going straight. And this is a nice heavy chipboard here that these are made from. So like I said, I won't show you piece by piece by piece as I get it ready, but I will show you what I'm going to do to prep. And this is just kind of getting things ready so that when we do start the classes, it doesn't take us quite so long to get through it. Oh, I think I just tore my little knob off there. Edith. I'm not used to cutting chipboard like this, so be careful. There we go. It stayed. So there's a door that I plan on using. Now I'm going to cut the rest of these out, but not on camera. So you can go ahead and cut all of yours out tonight. Have them ready. And then I was going to show you another thing. Now these journals, and mine anyway, I haven't looked at all of them, so I don't know if all the colors are the same way. But these have 3 tabs in them, 3 tab inserts. If you want more than this, then I'll show you how we're going to make more. But I think 3 is going to be enough for me, because I'm going to do like meats, desserts, and probably miscellaneous. I don't know. I'm probably just going to do 3 categories. But if you want more categories, that's fine. You can add them in. All you need to do is get a piece of chipboard, and this is just the backing off of a paper pad. And then you're just going to lay this down and trace around it, because we're going to cover these anyway with paper, so you don't have to worry about it not being the same color or what. And then just trace around it and then cut it out. And you can make as many tabs as you want for your journal. Now don't forget to mark your holes so that you can punch the holes at the same place. But there is another tab if I want it. And I can just cover it front and back, and I've got more tabs. So just an old piece of chipboard. If you don't have chipboard, cereal boxes, anything that's sturdy, pretty heavy. So do that. And then, let's see, there was another thing. Oh, this is the other thing I was going to tell you. On the digital that I sent you, I'm going to use my digital number 1 to cover some of those pages, but then I'm also going to use some of the pages to put in the journal. And what I'm going to do with them, I'm going to make them the same height as this. They're not going to be the same width, and that's okay. I don't want all my pages the same width. This is going to be a journal, so I'm going to cut mine off about right there. Get this pretty straight. Okay, so just a tiny bit. And if yours was some that got printed where they had the little white border around them, you won't have any problem. You can just cut that white border off. So I'm going to fold my page in half, just like that. That's why I said they don't have to be double-sided. And then I am going to, let me see, we're going to attach that side. I'm going to glue these together. And I'm just going to use a few of them for this, because I want more pages. And we're going to use some of our pages from here too, but I want to insert some of these here and there. And I'm putting the glue very close to the edge, all the way up to the top. And I'm not going past the top. Should be moving this and getting glue on it, but this is the cover anyway, so it doesn't matter. So now I've got a page that's glued together, but it's going to have a big pocket at the top. That way, if you run up on a recipe and you want to save it, but you hadn't got time to put it on your card, you can just insert it right down in there. When you get time to put it on your card, pull it out and put it on your card, and then you can discard this part if you want. Okay, I'm going to punch a little tab up there so that I'll know that that is my top and where I can make pockets. And then we're going to mark the holes. If I can get it straight, mark a hole here and mark a hole here. Now I don't have a hole punch that punches this big. I don't have one of those regular hole punches. All I've got is this, so I'll probably have to punch this a couple of times, and that's okay. Or I can just punch it once. Yep. 2 times is about enough, so I'll punch it there, punch it there. And then I was going to show you how you can reinforce these, but you don't have to use hole reinforcers. So we're going to take another page. We'll just say this one. See, this one's got white at the bottom, so I can trim that off. I took the one that my printer messed up, so now before go ahead and trim it to the size that you want, but before you glue anything down, if you want to reinforce this, just take some scrap paper Do I have scrap paper somewhere? Just take a piece of scrap paper and cut a little piece of it about 3/4 of an inch and run it on the inside there and just glue one side of it down. And then punch your holes, and then you've got this reinforced. So you don't have to have hole reinforcers. You can do that to any page that you have. So just run a little piece on the inside before you punch your holes, and you've got it reinforced. But I think with this being double thickness, I don't think we're going to have to worry about it. And see, now we've got another page insert. This will be a good spot to write a recipe, and then this side is a good spot to write a recipe. So cut all your little 3x4 cards out. Cut out this sheet that's in your die cuts. Decide which ones of the digitals that you want to use as pages and which ones you want to use as cover sheets, that kind of thing. And then lay those aside. Let me go to this. Go ahead and pull these out and just put them in a little bowl or something so you'll have them ready to put on your pages. These are rub-ons. We'll use those as we go along. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my recipe cards inside these sleeves. We can still work with the sleeves with them inside. This is just going to help us have a little bit less on our desk. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert mine in there. Add those to the journal in different places as we want to. I like to get everything ready that I can, and then that way this journal will come together really quick. We may not even need the whole 6 hours, but we'll probably talk the rest of the time. Of all days for my TMJ, I'm telling you, I think my whole body's falling apart. Of all days for my TMJ to act up, it started acting up this morning. And I said, no, because I got to do a lot of talking, and I don't need that thing acting up on me. I hadn't got my medicine refill for it, so I'm going to have to call the doctor and see if he can refill it. I'm sure I've overexerted it last week when I was with the kids, talking and laughing and cutting up and eating like crazy. But we will get through it. I may have to pause, take a break now and then while I'm doing the lives, and if I do, just y'all talk among yourself, and I'll be back as soon as I get my water or my hot tea or whatever that I can get down. Okay. Oh, looks like I had one more of these. No, let's see how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. How many of these I got left? 13, 14, 15. I thought we had 15 of those. I'm not sure if they put 12 or 15 in your pack now. Well, I'm just going to do the 12 that I've got. These I'll leave out. I'm not sure. I told you that there was 15 of these in here. I think it's supposed to be, but I may have got shorted because I got the, I got leftovers. So who knows? But anyway, use what you have. So we got that ready. And on your instructions now, and like I said, this is the PDF that they used in the 49 in Market class. So everything is not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to give you some really good ideas. Now, it's saying here that you can go ahead and cover your dividers with your paper. So pull out your dividers and decide what paper you want to use to cover the fronts and the backs of these. And I'll probably use some of this paper. I like that. That would look good on one. We could probably put it on two, but I'm just trying to see what options I have here. And I may do one with the digital. I can't get this paper apart. And I like that one. So we may use those two and then maybe a digital. Let me see. Because they need to be different. They don't need to be the same. I might use that one and let that be the dessert cover. Let me look. Oh, that would be a good dessert cover. That's a cake, isn't it? So I might use that one. Oh, I like that too. Now I might use that. See, that's my problem. This is the hardest part. There's the dessert one right there because it's got pies and cakes and everything on there. Okay. I kind of like that one. Alright, I may have changed my mind. I may use this one for like the meats because it's got eggs and I don't know what that is, but it's got kind of tomatoes. It looks like some sort of meat there. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, I may use that on here. See, it's going to be perfect height. And then you can write a recipe on here if you want. Or we can put a photo. You can put a photo on here. Let's say you printed out a photo of a, you know, chicken pot pie or whatever. You could put that on there. And that would introduce your meats and poultries or whatever. So I'm thinking that one's going to go on there. I'm going to lay these aside as I decide on which is which. This one's going to be the dessert one. I like that. And I like all the scribble. You can't really read that recipe, but I like that scribble. So I've got my meats and desserts. What else was I going to do? I think I'm going to call it main dish, vegetables, and then desserts. That'll cover all of it. I'm going to put this one on the vegetables, I think, because we can write something here and put vegetables across the top. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. Now, you've got the back sides that you need to cover. So there again, you can either cover them with this paper or with this paper, whichever one you want. This paper does have a little bit more orangey to it, but it does have some of the same greens that are in here. Let's see, that would be, I think that's just like that other one, isn't it? Almost. Is it? I probably printed mine the wrong way too, because like I said, I got the leftovers. So I'm going to use that for the back of the dessert one. And I will send you this PDF so you can print it off as many times as you want. This kind of looks sort of like main dishes. So I'll use that one. And then since this has tomatoes on it, and I guess those are cherries, I'm not sure, I'm going to use that on the back of the vegetable one or the whichever one that I decide. But yeah, then you can print that off as many times as you want and use it. So decide on your papers and then go ahead and trim those. And what I do to make sure my paper is trimmed just like this is I trim it, I draw around it. I just trace around it. That way I'm sure that I'm getting it the same size as this. Because if you try to glue it down first and then trim around it, you're never going to be able to get that. Well, I wouldn't. You might. So see, I know you can't see it because I drew very, very light. But I've got that trimmed out. So now all I have to do is, or I've got it traced out. So all I have to do is trim it. Now, you can leave some of the brown showing if you want. You don't have to have this the same size. You don't even have to trim out this little tab. You can cut it straight. You can do any way that you want. After I get mine on there, I may decide that I don't want the tab. And if I do, that's fine and dandy. Can't see my line that I drew there. See, I drew it light and then I can't even see it. Okay. So, and then that would just glue down just like that. And I like that. It looks like your recipes are just going on to the back. I like that. And then all I'll need to do is punch my holes, glue that down, and that one is ready. Now, I'm going to be inking mine. You do not have to ink yours, so don't worry about ink if you don't want to. I'll probably be inking mine as I go through, but there again, that's up to you. I think I'm going to leave my tab on there and glue it down. Not 100% sure. And then that can be a good piece to use, so don't throw any of your pieces away. And then I'll just need to decide which one goes on the back, and then I'll need to trim and cut all of those out. So we'll do that on the first video. We'll probably do some trimming and cutting, or you can go ahead and do all this tonight, and then you'll have it ready for tomorrow. I mean, all of that is up to you. Tomorrow what we'll do is, on the first video, we'll just make sure that, you know, everybody's got their paper picked out, that you know what papers you're going to be using where, that way you don't use them up. And I'm not talking about the digital, I'm talking about the other paper in the kit. Because this paper, you don't want to use it up, because then you run out. But we will use some of it to make pages out of, because it's front and back, and look at that. So we will just take one of those pages out of there, trace it out, and use it. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. I'm going to cut this one out, and then I'll leave the other ones for me for my prep for tomorrow. Because if I took time and cut everything out on screen while you guys are on here, then guess what? I wouldn't have time to teach you anything else. Oh, come on. Cut. So there is the back of that one. Now just make sure when you lay these down and you're cutting that you cut this the right way. Like, let's say this one is going to be, see, that one can't be the back to that one. So this will be the front to that one. So there we go. We've got two of them done. Save those little pieces. I'll do this one, have it ready for the class tomorrow. Now, this, I think I want to make this into a page in our journal. So what I'm going to do is take out one of these pages. Now these pages I'm probably going to cover, because I don't necessarily want that for a recipe page, just because it's so busy. So I'll probably cover it, or at least part of it. Okay, now you can just measure if you want and cut it like that, but you know me. Whoops. Trace around your finger. Oh, holes. Don't forget the holes. Okay. So this will now turn into another page. And then we'll have plenty of this page left, or the sheet left, to work with for other things. Now, I would cut this with my trimmer if I were you. I'm just not pulling my trimmer up here this second and just cutting it like this. And then let's go ahead and punch these holes out. Okay, that punched perfect. So then you can just add this page in, and you've got another page in there that you can work with. And all we did was just trace this one. And I probably need to punch that hole out a little bit better. So then we have another page in here. So just because you didn't get very many of these pages in here, don't worry about it. Use these pages and make more. So see, you can journal here. Journal. You can write recipes there. You can write recipes here. We can put our recipe pads on here. Now what I'm going to do is trim around these. If you'll notice when you got yours in your hand, these are, the paper underneath is a lot bigger than the actual piece, the actual sleeve. So I'm going to trim all that off. I'm not going to trim the top. I'm going to leave that because I'll show you why in a minute. But see, once we trimmed it off, it fits on the page perfect. You just need to trim that back paper off of there. And see, if we wanted to stick this down, you could just pull it off of that backing paper. There's your sticky, and it would stick straight down on the page. But instead of doing that, I want to make some flip-ups with it. See, all of this up here, I know where my little opening is. All of this up here is just paper. So what we're going to do with some of them, not all of them, but some, we're going to fold that down, and we're going to make some little flips. So see, if we glue that down right there, That will be a perfect little flip up. And you can even write on the back of this. Like if this wasn't enough and the back wasn't enough and you needed more room for something, you could write it here. So let's say we was going to put this on this page and make flip ups. You could have one there, and then you could have another one under it and another one under it. You could have 3 stacked. So it can just flip up, and each one of them you can just pull that recipe right out of there. Now these did not have the pull tab on them, but you can punch that in. I do believe. I'm going to try one. If I mess it up, it'll be mine. So, okay, if you want to punch it, make sure that you put some paper under it. I didn't put paper under it, and so therefore my little punch doesn't want to punch that. But I will put some paper behind it, and then I'll try it again in a minute. Just going to clip that off, and then you'll have your little pull tab that you can. So go ahead and decide how many of these you want to make as flip ups or even flip outs. You know, you could do it this way, you could do it that way. There's a lot of different ways. And then prepare them, you know, get them trimmed off and prepare them. And then here again, you can decide what paper you want to cover these. If you want to cover them, you may not want to cover yours. And then if you do want to cover them, just decide what paper you want to use to cover them with. I am going to cover mine, but, you know, yours may not even be the same as mine. Mine is a brown cover. Yours may be green. I don't know. Black. Okay. So, we've got those prepped. And these little 3x5 cards, I'm going to leave that right there. And these we will take out and insert through there. But these little 3x5 cards, they're good to write on a recipe on the back. But then they go, if I can get this open, they will fit, if I trimmed it right, they will fit right in there, like that. And then you can always pull it out, write a recipe on the back, or do whatever you want to do with them. Okay, let me look at my PDF and see if there's anything else that we need to really get prepped. Tabs, we did that. And I told you about covering them if you want to. Let's see. Then they're starting on the recipe cards. This is a 4th stack, but we'll be doing something like that where they're stacked and they flip up. And then this is showing you the front cover. Now, I don't do my front cover on anything until last, because if I did the front cover like that right now, I guarantee you it'd be messed up before I got my journal done, because I'm rough on it. So I'm going to wait and do my front cover after I finish the inside. Now, I'm probably going to do some of this on it, maybe not all of it. I know I'm going to do the door. I don't know about that. But so I'm going to save those pieces back so I can use them on my cover. And they did this on the inside cover. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make an extra pocket or 2. That way, if you have extra recipes, you'll have plenty of room to put them in there. And again, this is my interpretation of this. This is how I want my journal to look. How I want mine to look might not be what you want to do. And if it's not, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Do it like you want it. I want you to be happy with yours. And this is just showing how they covered some of the pages. It's all in the world, that is. And then showing how they added some pockets to just insert some cards down into. Now, their cards were white, and I could have got white, but I liked the brown ones better. When you write on that brown with either a blue pen or a dark black pen, it looks really good. I didn't really want a lot of white. I just felt like the white would stand out like a sore thumb. But anyway, and you may not want to use the cards that I sent you. You might have some other cards that you'd rather use in the place, and that's fine too. See, this is just showing you different ways they covered the pages. Now, this PDF will be linked. No, I can't link it below. That way everybody can get it. The link where you can get this PDF will be below. But you have to have the kit or in process of purchasing the kit that I just showed you before you can access it. Because because I can't give it out to just everybody, because that would defeat our purpose of people having to buy the journal kit. It wouldn't be fair to you guys who bought the journal kit if I just give it to everybody. So this will be linked below where you can go over and grab this. No charge on this. And I will have names of everybody, so you know you can't get it unless you're on the list. Alright, so go ahead and download that tonight, print it out, choose your papers you want to use, go ahead and trim out all your 3x5 card or 3x4 cards. You can go ahead and punch all these out too if you want. I probably will not until I get ready to use them, because it'd be my luck, I punch them out and then they're lost on my page. So that, because they're already cut very, very good, as you can see. And then what else was we gonna do? Go ahead and decide what pages you want to put in here for your journal, and then what pages you want to save back for other things. That PDF for that digital will also be linked below where you can go grab it. And then go ahead and cover these, get these covered tonight. That way your nighttime work is done on this. And I would go ahead and slide your recipe cards in all of your little sleeves there. Dump this out in some kind of little container so you can see everything, because we're going to use a lot of these, especially on here where we'll use some tabs and different things. And then that will be the rub-on. So you got plenty to do before tomorrow's class. So go ahead and get all of that done, and I'm going to get mine done. And then I will see you guys back here if nothing happens. And like I said, if my TMJ, what did I say a while ago? TMI? My TMJ, my jaw, anyway, if it gets worse, I may just have to talk a while and then stop out and go get me something to drink, and I'll have Melina and Betty talking to you guys or whatever. But you know, I'll have my hot tea here, so hopefully that will keep it loosened up enough that I can talk through all the video. And the videos will be available forever unless YouTube takes them down. So they will be exclusive to you guys, but they'll be up and you can go back and forth and check them out as many times as you want. Okay, I hope that gets you set, gets you ready and prepared. Maybe. You think it will? These have got the 4x6 places in them, so we can use recipe cards in there. And I'll go ahead and put a few of mine in there since I had some left over. Since I got the scrap pack. No, I usually just take, you know, we sell everything, and then whatever's left, I take it. And mine may not always be all of everything, but I take whatever's left, and that way you guys make sure you get the full kits, and I get pretty much a full kit. But all right, I think that's all for the prep video. Thank you guys so much for purchasing this kit. I think you're going to be very happy with it. I'm excited about getting mine done, and I'm going to put all of my mother's recipes in there, and my sister that passed away. I've got a lot of their recipes, and right now I've just got them put in a box, but I'm going to put those recipes in here. I will probably, Melina's got an old-fashioned typewriter, and I'll probably take these over to her house and type them up, I think. I might. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, that's your prep video. Hope you enjoy. Hope you get everything ready. We'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon. That is Thursday afternoon at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll get the links and everything to the video before they go up, or to my live before it goes up. So, and if you come in late, don't worry. You can always go back and watch the whole thing. All right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.